What's up, guys? Welcome back. Another episode of Channel Beasts here. Got something a little different for you guys here. If you saw the last video, you know it's winter up here in Massachusetts, and if you live in Massachusetts, you know winter fishing is just brutal. Especially if you like catching bass, it's either you get one or you get none, and pretty much every time I've gone out, besides that one video, I've gotten none. So I've got, just to make sure, content keeps going up, I'm going to do a boat review. So this is a Field & Stream Angler 8. This is the boat I've used in all my videos where I'm actually on the water. I got it last March, so I've had it for almost a year now. So I think now I can give my, first honest impressions, because I haven't modeled this boat at all yet. So this is pretty much how I got it, and I haven't made any changes yet. But I do plan on making some, and I'll make videos on that. But before I do, I want to make a review of the base model and how I think it, functioned. And I used it just on ponds and lakes and small lakes and stuff. And so I'll go through all the features that it has and just my overall opinion of it. So let's get right into it. All right, so first I'm gonna start out with logistics, how we easily just transport, launch, all that stuff. So this boat only weighs 100 pounds, which is crazy because it's got actually a decent amount of space, as you can tell. So it's also, only 8 feet, so it fits in pretty much the back of any truck. Not completely, but you can get enough in where you can just tie down the back and you'll be fine, which is extremely convenient. And only being 100 pounds, it's you and, the other person you're going with can easily carry it with all your stuff in it, make one trip from the car and just dump it right into the pond, and, it's perfect. It's got these 2 handles in the front that you can tie stuff down onto. So what I did to make it easier to get back to shore in some of my videos, I put this rope on and I tied it around one of the handles so that one person can jump off the front, the other can throw them the rope and then pull the boat in. And since it's only 100 pounds, it's light work. So that's there's not much to this boat, so it's not a lot of utility stuff or anything you have to worry about. So that makes it really easy to travel with, which is good for me because I'm younger, so I don't have a ton of money, so I can't have a really nice trailer or anything like that. So I can just stick it in the back of a truck and be good. It does, in the back of the boat, have this wiring that leads into the front of the boat right here in that little plug. Which is good if you want your trolling motor to be in the front of the boat and you have your battery in the back of the boat. I personally, the way I set it up is I have my trolling motor right here, which is, the little setup where it's supposed to go. And then I put my trolling motor just right here, clamp it down on that thing, and just connect it right there. Because it's just easier, because I usually sit in the back, so that way I can just, whip it around and be all set. The trolling motor that I got for this is a 36-pound thrust, and I found that it is perfect. If I could do it again, go back and do it again, I would have gotten, I think the next one up is 40 or something like that, just for the little extra boost. But it's really not that necessary. It would just be a personal thing that I would rather. What next? Next, I'm gonna go into the chairs. Now, this is gonna be one of the first negatives I talk about here. These chairs are just not the greatest. I like how it has these things that slide up and down the boat. That's really, really handy. And I like how the chairs, they can rotate 360, but I found after using these for a while, it's not as smooth as it used to be. Sometimes the chairs get stuck when you're trying to turn them. They're also just not the most comfortable. It's this flexible, thin plastic. So this winter I am gonna, gonna invest in an upgrade in the seats, which I know you can do, and that's a positive. You can upgrade the boat as, throughout the time you have it. Next are these the sides of the boats right along there. So I have an oar in one of them that I use to push the boat off. And if you don't have an oar, it can be difficult to push off. So I think, it's recommended. This is just a kayak oar. I will be getting oar clamps to put it onto the side just to, free up some space so that it's not used up for an oar. But it's perfect for putting your rods, on the side of the boat because they fit perfectly. Next thing, there's plenty of space along the floor and under the seats. So how it usually works is me and usually Hope in my videos, we're sitting and we have our tackle in the middle, and that way we have all this room for our feet, so we could either stand up or we just have enough space so we're not in each other's way, which is a huge plus. All right, so next I'm going to talk about how it actually does while it's in the water. So if you've watched any of the old videos, then you've seen it actually on the water, but I'll tell you what it feels like, to be on the water with this thing. So it is made out of plastic, and it is light. So if you're in high winds, you'll get tossed around very easily. And it can be very annoying because you have to continuously use the trolling motor, and it can just become a hassle very easily. However, balance is very good. You're able to stand up on the boat with very little trouble, which is good. If you're trying to cast into some tricky spots, it's much better to get your range of motion while standing up, and this boat lets you do that, which is a huge positive. Other than that, there's not a ton to say about this boat. It's the base model of it cost, I think it was $550 at Dick's, which for what it is insanely good price, especially since I got it brand new out of the box. So it's definitely good quality for your money, I'd say. I haven't really no negatives besides honestly the seats. That's something I can easily fix though. I will be modding it though. And I'll cover that in a minute or so, what I plan on doing. But, the boat was about $550, motor about $120, battery about $60. So when all together, you get a brand new boat for under $800, which you really cannot beat that. Especially if you just want to get out, get on the water and fish, not taking it like competitively or anything like that, just getting out on the water. It's perfect for that. Real quick, just a quick break from the actual boat itself. I want to show you the trolling motor and the battery I actually got, because I had to, do some research for what I wanted to get. So this one is a Newport Vessels 36-pound thrust. Got it off Amazon for, I think it was $120. Great quality. I haven't had any personal issues with it yet, and I don't know very many people that, have. The next thing I did when I was going to look for my battery, I also got a Newport Vessels battery box. And this thing is great. Makes transporting the battery much easier. You don't have to worry about it getting wet or anything like that. It just connects to the battery with these two. You can connect the trolling motor right on these, and it's all set. The battery I got, trying to read it upside down, is an Everstart 27 DC 12 volt battery. So my only complaint with it, and this might be partially my fault, is the battery life I've seen has deteriorated, over the course I've used it, which I know is normal for batteries, but I do have the charger for it. I will be getting a new one though. This one's kind of bad. It's an Amazon Basics charger, but it's extremely heavy. I know there are lighter ones, but it is very heavy, and it's kind of annoying to try and, walk it to the landing because, it's bulky. Doesn't fit in the box that well. If I could do it again, I would have gotten one of the smaller ones off Amazon that I saw. But it works, so I can't complain, and it was only like $60, so I'm not going to complain anymore about it. Just a minor inconvenience I have with it, but really, for the money, you can't really complain too much. All right, so that's pretty much everything I have to cover with the boat. I'll talk about what I plan on doing for videos throughout the winter. I am going to do a series where I mod the boat. I already have the first one lined up. I'm going to install a fish finder, which this boat is great for to set up a fish finder on, which is very useful. I'm also going to replace the seats, put in some like DIY rod handles on the side, just make it more complete, but if you're looking for a boat kind of like this, I know Field & Stream obviously has some. Sun Dolphin, I know, makes a few, and both brands make 8 and 10 foot boats. I personally got the 8 one because that was the only one they had in stock. They are hard to come by, I will say that. I got the last one in the area, so I feel very lucky. But yeah, I'd say stay tuned for some modding videos. I'll show in depth how to do it because I figured out how to do it, and it was really difficult because I've never installed a fish finder before, and so I was extremely confused, and it took me a while to figure out what I had to actually do. But I will go in depth and tell you everything you have to buy, price, and how to install it, which is that should be a good video. As for actual physical fishing, it'll all depend on the weather. Massachusetts can be, New England in general can be crazy for weather. If you live in here, you definitely know that. So that's about it for this video. Hope you guys subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.